Alright, so I'm back with another episode of Fallout 4 Battles. In the last episode, we had gigantic carousels up here, fighting gigantic behemoths. That was quite a weird day that was. But anyways, today, we've got gigantic brain squids up here. Yeah, I'm also not quite sure what's going on. You scoop interesting stuff out of the oceans these days. Radiation does weird things. But yeah, as squids, they got tentacles and gigantic fucking brains. They also look pretty disgusting. I mean, not as disgusting as those other creatures who shall not be named, but still pretty disgusting. Anyways, they're gonna be battling their arch nemesis, the BRADBERTONS. Yes, these ungroomed cavemen have quite a long-standing rivalry with the gigantic brain squids. Does that make any sense? Probably not. But they and their magnificent butt flaps are gonna be fighting gigantic squids, and that's all that matters. But in their way is a circle of chickens. Now, we've been over this before, but for those who don't know, the chickens act as a catalyst. Because for all that brain power, these squids are pretty fucking blind. And the cavemen, well, their vision isn't really that much better. So they need a little nudge. In the form of a magnificent chicken. They also got some feathers and a little tail. Alright, enough about chickens, let's go see these arch nemesis fight. Right, we can slowly see the BRADBERTONS walking towards the chickens. They don't really seem particularly interested in striking out to their arch nemesis. The chickens also seem to be quite calm, just strolling about, doing chicken-like things. It seems like these squids are slightly agitated. I'm not quite sure what they're doing. They seem to be jiggling rigorously, vibrating intensely. Is this a mating ritual, or are they about to attack? I'm not quite sure what they're doing. They sure as shit are taking their sweet time though. They don't really seem ready to attack much of anything. They're just sort of standing there, wiggling about. We should probably fast forward this just a tiny bit. Right, this is moving along just a tiny bit faster. It seems like these squids really have to build up the courage to attack these chickens. Right, well, I guess we're gonna take this time to look at the audience just a tiny bit closer, get to know them just a tiny bit better. Now, these are the two gay twin brother clones that like to stand really close to each other. But it seems like the squids are finally getting a move on, so we don't really have time to investigate that this time. These squids are beating the shit out of these chickens. Very interesting. It seems like they're moving over towards the BRADBERTONS. The BRADBERTONS are getting their clubs out. Now, the BRADBERTONS like to use clubs or sledgehammers. It's kind of weird thinking about it though, because sledgehammers weren't really around during prehistoric times, but it seems like they've adapted. Anyways, they're trying to beat the shit out of these gigantic brains, which, well, they're kind of hard to miss when you think about it. But we can see some dead brains assembling on the floor, some BRADBERTONS also getting their brains beat off. Very interesting. We can see some brain goop assembling on the floor as well. There's one BRADBERTON that's inside of a squid's brain. This is really just a magnificent brawl. You can really see that these opponents have a fierce hate for each other. Just a ferocious brawl right here. Although we can see that the BRADBERTONs are slowly coming out on top here. I guess these brains are pretty squishy. Although we can also see some dead BRADBERTONs on the floor here. They're not completely useless, but still pretty useless. They took too long to get going. We can also see that BRADBERTON right there does not need a brain apparently. I guess it makes sense since he's a caveman and all that, but these squids are about to lose. Just 3 left at this point, and they are getting encircled by these BRADBERTONs. Just 1 left, and he is getting beat to a pulp. It is not looking good for him, and he is dead. Now, the BRADBERTONs don't really seem particularly phased. They are just casually walking away. We can also see that a chicken has managed to make it out alive here. We don't have a very high catalyst survival rate. He is striding away magnificently, looking very tasty. This is brethren lay dead on the floor. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what to make of this. I guess we found out that cavemen beat brain power. Speaking of which, we can see a lot of dead brains on my floor right here. Just a lot of brain blood as well. We can also see some BRADBERTON bits slowly fading into oblivion, as well as brain goop, snot. I'm not sure if it's corrosive. If it is, that's not really too good for the balsa wood flooring. We can also see a bunch of dead BRADBERTONs on the floor right there, although we can rebuild them. We have the technology. The audience looks pleased, I guess. I'm not quite sure what to make of this. Although the gay twin brothers have separated, it seems. But this BRADBERTON right here looks like he's ready to beat the shit out of more brainy squids. Anyways, that's gonna have to be some other day, because right now, BRT's arena is closed. The sign says we're open, but that is a complete lie. I really gotta clean my floor here. Anyways, if you got any suggestions for any future battles, be sure to post them in the comments, and I will see you in the next episode.